Welcome back. If you're new, please subscribe. It is March the 20th of 2019. It's been 33 weeks since I got started with the Worm Factory 360. 29 weeks since we got started with the cocoon only bin that's now the den of descendants. And 2 weeks since we started the separation bin from the Worm Factory 360. Let's take a look. And of course we got to start off with the Worm Factory 360. These top two trays are empty. Depending on how this looks, I might go ahead and start a new tray today. Of course, we did not feed last week. Just kind of letting them go through what was left of this stuff. And it is looking rather nice. Quite a few worms, but definitely can tell that we separated them. Not near as many. Was kind of expecting to see some cocoons today, since it's been 2 weeks since we separated. I thought maybe that would help get our cocoon ratio back up, but so far I have not seen one. I would think that there is not as many worms as we originally started with left in here, which is really hard to tell. There are quite a few. Not sure how well they're showing up on camera. We got a few in there, a couple youngins. And I've flipped through this whole top tray and not seen a single cocoon. It's kind of disturbing to me. Let's check out this next tray. Yeah, I've got quite a few hangers dangling in between. Right, had to set the camera down. That tray a little heavy. This bottom tray looks mainly castings and eggshells. A few worms. Nope, there's a cocoon. I just lost it. I don't know. I thought I saw a cocoon. There's all the worms are in the bottom tray. Quite a few. And of course, since we didn't feed last week, they're just kind of spread out. A piece of plastic that got put in the shredder. And another. So there's a cocoon. Kind of hard to see. It's starting to turn red. Let's check the bottom. So here's the underneath. The worm ladder. We got several worms and some beautiful looking castings down there. They're trying to escape the light. Well, I guess I will scoop all this out and put it in this bottom tray, and I will be right back. The worm ladder and the base all cleaned out, and I just put them castings in this top tray. So this was the bottom tray, and this was the second tray. I'm gonna go ahead and add another tray here. And in one of our Facebook worm groups, somebody had shown where they put pill bottles in the corners of their worm factory to keep the trays from falling down or sinking down into the trays below. So I'm going to try that with my new tray with some 1/2-inch PVC. I cut 4 1/4 inches. The trays themselves are 5 inches deep. And I'm going to see how that works. I'll go ahead and mix up some bedding for this tray, and then I'm going to put the tray that was on the bottom on top of this tray to see if the worms will migrate down. I do like the bait cups, but I'm going to go ahead and try this and see how well it works. I've got some peat moss that's been soaking in some water here. I'll try something different. I've got a full container of coffee grounds and filters. It's been sitting in there waiting to be used. Just a bunch of coffee grounds and filters. I'm going to kind of rip those filters the best I can with one hand. I think that's mixed up pretty good. I do have some banana peels, potato peels, and eggshells, the usual stuff, blended up for our other bins. I'm just going to go ahead and mix a little bit of that in there too. A little extra sweets, something different besides the coffee grounds. And I've got some crushed oyster shells. I'm going to add that in there too. Go ahead and put that whole thing, mix that in there too, kind of a grit, and maybe pH buffer if needed. Look good. Let's get it in the tray. Didn't fill up the tray quite as high as I was expecting it to, so I mounted it up in the middle just a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and get a little more oyster shell on there. Didn't fill up the tray quite as high as I was expecting it to, so I mounted it up in the middle just a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and get a little more oyster shell on there. And we're going to set this. Got the tray on there. So the bottom tray is now on top. We'll see how they migrate down, see if that works. We'll check it next week. Now we'll take a quick peek in on our den of descendants, formerly known as the cocoon only bin. Just kind of turn it up. Got cocoons, several on top there. We did not feed them last week. Not going to feed them this week. We are letting them go through the rest of this. Turn it all into castings. It looks like they're doing a pretty good job. I'm not seeing much shredded cardboard left like last week. So it might be about time to start baiting these guys out. And the reason why I didn't put any shredded paper in the bedding for the Worm Factory 360 is because my shredder is tore up. So I'm gonna have to buy a new shredder. If you have any, I've got one in mind, but if you have any suggestions on a good shredder that'll do cardboard,
I'm looking for a shredder that'll do cardboard, and I guess the micro shredder is what I'm thinking of. Let me know in the comments what you think. If you've got experience with a good shredder that's not going to break the bank. So the Den of Descendants bin, it's pretty worked through. I'm going to go ahead and start baiting some of these out. We did start with 592 worms. I'm sure there's more than that in here now. I'm going to go ahead and, well, I don't want to add any worms. Add a few castings down in the bottom. Oh, well, there was a worm, went in there. And I've got this food. I'm going to go ahead and fill it up, see what we can get. That cup is plumb full. Plumb full. Add a little oyster shell around the edge there. Won't hurt to get some in the castings. Figuring on it's going to take a while to get all these guys baited out. I'm just going to pile castings up. Go ahead and cover it up a little bit. And we'll see what happens next week. On to our split bin. We fed in this corner last week. Let's see if we got us a worm ball in here. Ooh. Looking like it. Oh yeah. Check it out. Oh yeah. Wow. If you made it this far, this is what you get to see for sticking around. Look at all them worms. Oh, camera not focused. Look at that. I mean, that is a lot of worms. Lots and lots of babies. Awesome. I'm going to put them back in that corner. See if there's any worms anywhere else in this thing. Yeah, there's a few, but not too many. Paper towel. Look at that one worm right there. And there's, oh, I bet that was when I took the picture of the cocoons. That's what that is. Last week's video when I took the picture of cocoons. I had them on that paper towel. I forgot all about that. Yeah, there's a few worms scattered throughout, but I'd say 95% of them were in that one corner. There's a good little wad right there too. Alright, I'm going to spray these down. Give them a little moisture. They're not dry, but they could use a little moisture.
Well, that was fun. Got to see all them worms there at the end, if you stuck around anyways. Thanks for watching. Please hit that thumbs up for me. Leave me a comment. And until next time, have a great day.